Welcome to the museum. We're diving into the heated debate between Britain and the American colonies. We're going to take a look at these 4 documents. Each reveals a different perspective on taxation, representation, and self-governance, key issues that fueled the American Revolution.
The documents will inform our answer to an important historical question. How did British and colonial perspectives on self-governance compare in the decades leading up to the American Revolution? By considering the perspectives in these sources, we can begin to understand how colonial and British opinions differed in the 1760s and 1770s.
Let's begin by placing these documents in historical context. The Stamp Act Resolves of 1765, passed by the Virginia House of Burgesses, was a direct response to British taxation with the Stamp Act, where colonists declared that they should not be taxed without representation. The protests against the Stamp Act, like the Stamp Act Resolves, led to its repeal. In reaction, Britain passed the Declaratory Act in 1766, asserting full control over the colonies. By 1775, as tensions escalated, British politicians and thinkers like writer Samuel Johnson defended Parliament's authority, as seen in the Patriot. Finally, in 1776, the colonists made their ultimate statement of independence in the Declaration of Independence. These documents don't exist in isolation. They are responses to one another, shaping the course of history. Let's break it down. The British government believed it had full authority over the colonies, as stated in the Declaratory Acts. Meanwhile, colonists argued that they had the right to govern themselves and tax themselves with representation, as seen in the Stamp Act Resolves and the Declaration of Independence. These conflicting views set the stage for revolution. Now, let's visualize these themes. I'm going to highlight phrases that represent the same idea across documents with the same color. In the Declaratory Acts, we'll highlight legislative authority of Parliament. In the Patriot, let's highlight natural and lawful authority over its own colonies. In the Declaration of Independence, we'll highlight deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. And in the Stamp Act Resolves, we'll highlight not bound to yield obedience to any law designed to impose any taxation. By organizing our evidence this way, we can clearly see some of the main themes. British leaders asserted control, while colonists demanded self-rule.
Yeah, and we can use those themes to answer our question back in the classroom. Now that you've analyzed these sources, let's see how you can use them to answer an important historical question. How did British and colonial perspectives on self-governance compare in the decades leading up to the American Revolution? To answer this, let's look at the color-coded themes from earlier. We can group these sources into 2 key perspectives or opinions: that the colonies should be part of the British Empire, or that the colonies are entitled to self-government. The Declaratory Acts and the Patriot argue that the colonies were under full British authority. Meanwhile, the Stamp Act Resolves and the Declaration of Independence show that colonists believed they had the right to self-govern. By grouping our sources, we can now craft a strong thesis statement. Let's put it all together. This thesis summarizes our findings and sets up a clear argument using evidence from the documents. So what does a debate between British leaders and American colonists have to do with your life today?
A lot more than you might think. The colonists didn't just complain about unfair treatment, they asked big questions. Who should make the rules? Should people have a say in their own government?
And today, those questions still matter. Whether it's in your school, your community, or your country, decision-making works best when people get involved and share their voices.
You might not be writing a declaration or leading a revolution, but you can participate in shaping your world. Join a student council, volunteer in your community. Do the right thing, even when no one is looking. These actions contribute to the common good.
And remember, history isn't just about what happened, it's about what we do next.